wild, everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild, everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. I'm about 5 seconds away from exploding like a time bomb. I'm trying to stay calm, I feel the fire, kinda like Jeremiah. My praise is an elevator that'll take you higher. Never use a liar, you can stop my praise. So I'ma count to 5 and I'm about to go crazy. I'ma wild out like a new convert, screaming like a kid at a head of my kind of concert. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, I'ma give you 2. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, 2. Now everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Come on, praise is crazy, my God's amazing. If I can't stop praising, then y'all can taste me, but that won't faze me, cause of the way he's always by my side in situations I'm facing. My praise is crazy. Wait, I said that before. I guess this deja vu like Beyonce and Jay-Z. My praise ain't lazy, cause when things are hazy, the cold scares me just like Patrick Swayze. Oh yeah. 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, I'ma give you 2. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, 2. Now everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Go wild, get loose with it. Can't show the truth with it. Give me 5 seconds and I'm about to bust through with it. I'm about to praise him. Oh, he's so amazing. Millie got the heat, so you can tell him that it's lazy. Something better than Cajun. Some call it Shabbat. They call him the cornerstone, so you can call him the rock. The only one that kept me in my sweet bye-bye. My suggestion is you get out the way. Why? I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, I'ma give you 2. I'm about 5 seconds away from giving you the most amazing space. I'ma give you 5, I'ma give you 4, I'ma give you 3, 2. Now everybody go wild, go wild, go wild, go wild. Everybody go wild, go wild. Hello, hello everybody. This is your girl Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. The horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy Kinseyada, happy Bar Mitzvah, happy anniversary, happy birthday to Lottie Dottie and everybody that's celebrating something today on April the 2nd, 2024. Do you see that? 4224. You get it? I'm into numbers a little bit. 4224. Okay. So happy birthday. Also, I believe it's Mixology's birthday. Happy birthday, my sister from another mister. Happy birthday, Mixology 99. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. So, and I want to say, I love you guys because I'm the Oprah of the what? The smooches. So you get a smooch, you get a smooch. Everybody gets a dang blasted smooch, okay?
So yes, so I'm not going to be on here long, but I did want to touch bases with my people, and I want to go over something real quick today. It's the beginning of the month, and usually the beginning of the month, I kind of let you all know what I see, and everything. So I have not forgot about my other channel. I will be doing more biblical stuff on my other channel. If you have not subscribed to my other channel, please do. Please do. Okay. Um, and so I will be going on there this month. Remember, I told you I'll start in April doing content on that channel. Okay. So I want to say, um, let's just get into what I want to talk about. Okay. So, first of all, prophetically, this month you will see a shifting in not only your situation, but you're going to see a shifting globally, okay, across the globe. Um, there is some things that has been brewing that will come to the surface, okay, this year, especially when it comes to the government. I told y'all this year you would see exposure, that more people will be exposed in every arena that there is. You got the music arena already with Diddy. I remember I told y'all last year I saw Diddy. So when my people are not, we're not by surprise. It didn't take us by surprise. Uh, okay, another thing is you will see more of church heads that is going to be exposed as well. Something is going to be said about the Catholics. Okay. I told y'all that things about the spiritual realm was going to come open, and we just did a video last week. Remember about the Russian president exposing that Jesus was black and Mary was black, which if you've been following me for any length of time, that don't surprise you either. Okay, so again, exposure. Okay, so also I want to tell you guys that I know it doesn't seem like things is going to whatever, but I hope you still have been stocking up on the things that I told you guys to stock up on, and everything. And also Bitcoin. Get a percentage of Bitcoin if you can't purchase a whole Bitcoin. Okay. You want a percentage. You want to get that as soon as possible. All right. Don't spend no more than you can afford to lose. Bitcoin will take a dive. When it takes a dive, that's when you buy, because it's going to rebound right back up. Okay. So you want to get in on Bitcoin. Also, give me one moment, y'all, because I'm getting a lot of stuff. I just got to filter what to share and what not to share. When you're not a novice means somebody who's just learning or whatever. When you're not a novice, you learn not to come on here and just talk about everything that God shows you, because all things are lawful but not expedient. Okay, it means it may be great for me to tell you, but it may not be the timing for me to tell you. Okay, so yeah. Um, I see something happening with bullets and guns. You may want to start buying bullets just to stock them up. Okay. You may want to do that. Um, of course, I still see mass shootings. Okay. So pray before you leave. When you leave, ask God to cover your home, your car, and anything that is concerning you where you go. Ask Him to cover you, because some people are really they're mental. See, here's the thing that you got to know before we get into all this other stuff. This is the thing you got to know. The enemy knows his time is winding up, so therefore he is turning up the fire. Okay. Also, be careful about your bank accounts. God just gave me that. Be careful about your bank accounts. Um, I see that some accounts or some banks will either close out and go out of business like real suddenly, or there would be an attack on accounts. Okay. So always look at your account. Make it a habit before you go to bed every day, or either in the morning when you wake up and you're fresh, to look at your bank account to make sure that everything is okay with your bank account. Okay. Um, what else? Cover your children in school. Make sure you cover your children when it comes to schooling. That's very important. Make sure that you are in touch with your children's school. I see something happening with the schools, okay? So make sure that you're in touch with the schooling. And y'all, this month is going to be the month of mysteries. This month is going to be like, now you see it, now you don't type of situation, like April Fools, like people was, everything. And spiritual wise, where everything that's governed with your life is going to be like a surprise. Like 1 minute you're going to see one thing, the next minute you're going to see another. Next 1 minute they tell you no, you didn't qualify, and then within 24 hours to a week, you'll get a letter saying you did qualify. You see what I'm saying? Like, it'll be something of that nature. So you really want to pay attention. All right. Who is this texting me? Good grief. Okay. So yes, we want to make sure that we do that. So anyway, let me get into what I want to talk to about before, because I can keep prophesying for a while. Let's get into this. Okay. Um, I want to say this also to all the content creators. I'm gonna warn you. I'm gonna give you a warning. I gave a warning last year, and I said I see a couple of content creators, especially one that's gonna have to go to court about some stuff because they haven't did justly when it came to YouTube. I still feel that. Be careful who you let on your platform. Be careful what they do on your platform. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Now, I told you guys that God has been dealing with me when it comes to as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be with the coming of the Lord. Okay. And this year, we will start seeing more of that than we've ever seen. Okay. So, this is what I want to talk about real quick. And I always forget what my title is. Let me see what my title is. Come on. Because when I be titling it, it'd be a good title and stuff. And then, hold on. Okay. So, Enoch. Okay. Now, Enoch is another one that did not die. God took Enoch with him. There is a book of Enoch that is and was written. Okay. The people who decided that Enoch shouldn't be in the Bible was the Catholics. Okay. Um, and I'm going to do a parallel back in Nimrod's time. Okay. Nimrod had the Tower of Babel, right? Hey, just read my book, boo. And Nimrod had the Tower of Babel, okay? Babel, talk Babel. And his people was building the tower to reach heaven. And they were so successful that God said, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, if we don't stop them, they will reach up here. So what he did was he troubled their speech. Okay, so where every man was on one accord, right? They all spoke the same language. God came down and troubled their speech. When he troubled their speech, that's how we developed different tongues, like Mexican. This is just so you can understand Mexican, Italian, Chinese. That's how all these different languages came about. Okay. So Every person went after their own kind, because as they got, where I'm able to talk to you right now, all of a sudden I'm saying something out of my mouth and you don't understand me. You talking, I don't understand you. It's like, what happened? So once people start hearing someone speak and they understood, they start gravitating to their own kind. All right. And all right. So Enoch carried the information from God. He was the keeper of the information. Okay. I want to read something real quick. All right. Because this is going to, let me pull up my notes. Okay. This is Enoch. I'm only going to read part of this, chapter 7, because I'm making a point. Okay. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives. Okay. He's explaining basically Genesis 6 chapter, which is in your Bible. It talks about the Nephilims, the fallen angels that turned into them when the fallen angels went into the women of men, the daughters of men, and had what we call the Nephilims, which is the giants. Okay. And just to let you know, one giant in particular is the giant who David faced off against, Goliath. Okay. And Goliath, my understanding, was like the baby brother to 5 more brothers that was taller than him. Okay. So when it said that David had 5 stones, we've heard a whole lot of why he had 5 stones. But from my understanding, he had those 5 stones just in case Goliath's brothers decided to fight him as well. Okay, so we already know how that went. David won by throwing a stone and hitting Goliath in the head. He falls. Goliath jumps on him, takes his sword, and cuts Goliath's head off. Okay. So anyway, so I did all that. I did that real quick so you'll know why I'm reading this Enoch. Okay. So, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. When the Bible says go into, that means have sex. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We ain't got it. We already know what that means. Okay. So I'm just paraphrasing for those in the back. All right. Okay, so they begin to go into them and to defile themselves with them, and they taught them charms. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, enchantments and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they third became pregnant, and they bare great giants. Okay, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, in other words, y'all, when the men, okay, because when it says men, it's talking about women too, okay? We come from men, we come from the rib. So in the Bible, sometimes instead of saying men and women, it says men. It encompasses both. So let me tell you, let me give you a visual. So back then, humans tried to keep up with the demand of the giants, okay? Keep up with the demand of the fallen angels by feeding them and, whatever they asked to do. Okay. Well, it became so overwhelming, they couldn't keep up with the demand. Okay. There's another part of the Bible right in Genesis that says, uh, when Moses sent a certain group out to scout the land, they came back and told Moses, we are as grasshoppers to them. Okay. They was straight, the way that they was saying it, they was trying to describe to Moses that giants was over there in the land that they had sought out, and they was so much smaller than these giants. They was like, we are as grasshoppers to them. Okay. So I'm tying it all together, y'all. I want y'all to, want you kind of to hone in on that. All right. So anyway, okay, let me get back to Enoch. Okay. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. So, first of all, the mankind was helping the giants and was great because they was teaching them all this stuff, enchantments and charms, and they was teaching them everything that we were not supposed to know. Okay, those are things that the fallen angels knew from heaven that we were never supposed to know, and they were teaching mankind. Okay, but after they couldn't keep up with the demand that the giants was requesting, the giants started eating mankind. That's how you know. Okay, y'all ever seen any of these movies where there's a cyclops? He's real tall, he got an eye in the middle of his forehead, and he just picks up a human being and throws them in his mouth and eats them. That's where they get this from. It's loosely based off the Bible. This is where they get that from. Okay, move forward. And devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds, come on, beasts and reptiles, fish, and devour one another's flesh. Then they start eating each other and drinking the blood. Then the earth laid accusation, against the lawless ones. Okay, so let me take you back. Now, I wanted to let you guys know that during that time where it says, and they begin to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, that's how we start having Caracrosaurus, Brontosaurus, dinosaurs. We start having Pteroculus, the birds with the big wings and stuff. That's during that time. Okay, that's the results of what the fallen angels and everything start mixing species, start mixing things to redo what God has already done. So that's during that era, the dinosaur era, is the result of the fallen angels mixing. Okay, so I want you to get your mind wrapped around that. Okay, where you hear the dinosaur era, when you hear Pteroptosauruses and you see all these big birds and all these big fish and all this and stuff, that's because the fallen angels begin to mix DNA, begin to mix other stuff with regular animals to make them be what they wanted them to be. That's where all of that come into it, okay? And then they begin, this is another reason why when you eat something, you're not supposed to eat blood. Okay. I know a whole lot of people that like their steaks bloody. You're not supposed to eat blood because there's life in the blood. Okay. So whatever that cow died, however that cow died, it's in that blood, whether it was strangled, whether it was whatever, however that whoever died, that's what you're eating, and it actually gets in your blood, and you start feeling, and a lot of people don't know this, but it transfers into your body, and you start feeling the pain or whatever that the animal died of. That's why you have to make sure it's not bloody when you eat it. Okay, anyway, move forward. All right, chapter 8, and then I'm almost through. Okay. No, given to Nimrod and his brother Mizraim. Okay. And Isaiah taught men. This is a fallen angel. Okay. I'm gonna type that name here. A Z A Z E L. There we go. Okay. And Isaiah taught men to make swords. See what I'm saying? Okay. And knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of enemy and the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones. So, in other words, the stuff that we use now, see, one thing, God never wanted us to count on anything to protect us because He wanted Him. He wanted us to use Him as our protector. Okay. So, this is another one of the fallen angels who taught us stuff we wasn't supposed to know. We wasn't supposed to know about knives. We wasn't supposed to know about swords. We wasn't supposed to know about shields. We wasn't supposed to know about breastplates, about any of the metals of the earth. We wasn't supposed to know about the art and making of bracelets and ornaments and things like that. We wasn't supposed to know about any of that. Not even the beautifying of the eyelids. Okay. And all kinds of costly stones, sapphire, emeralds, uh, uh, you know, all of those. We weren't supposed to know about that. But this was the fallen angel's way of getting back, getting back at God, like throwing in his face, like you drive. Hey, Stacy. Okay, baby. Thank you. Uh, like getting back at us, like I dare you to kick us out of heaven, cut us loose because of what we did. They didn't realize that you went against what your father said, okay? To mix with human beings and then teach them stuff that they wasn't supposed to know. Of course you were going to get punished. One, you were kicked out of heaven. Hello. But that was his way of getting back at God. Like, I'll show you. Okay. But God showed him. We weren't supposed to know. We were right. We weren't supposed to know we were naked either. Right. Okay. So let me go on. Let me see. Eyelids and stones. Okay. Coloring tinctures, and there arose much goddessness, okay, godlessness, and they committed fornication. Come on. And they were led astray and became corrupt in their own way. Simjazah, that's another fallen angel, okay? Simjazah taught enchantments and root cuttings. When you see people that call themselves, I'm going to put a root on you, I'm going to burn a candle on you, that's what they're trying to tap into, okay? That's what they're tapping into. Some of it is successful, some of it is not, okay? Now, here's the thing. Okay, I'll get into that later. Anyway, let me go on. Okay, so we've named two fallen angels so far. Some of these names is hard to pronounce, y'all. Ormoros, Ormoros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakalua taught astrology. I'm gonna let that sit. Okay, so we've named four fallen angels so far. Okay, astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. You know what the constellations is, right? Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Earth, Uranus, Saturn. Okay. All right. So, okay. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds, meaning how to read Big Dipper, Small Dipper. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Oraculea, the signs of the earth, Libra, Scorpio, Virgo. Okay. I'm naming all these angels, right? Sharmasil, the signs of the sun, okay? Sariel, the course of the moon. And then, and as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. So I think I named about six. I think I named about six so far. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay. So let me see what she said. Do you believe Jesus knew Adam and Eve were going to eat the fruit? He knew someone was going to betray him when you, and she don't have to. Yeah, God is all knowing. He is all knowing. No weapon formed, baby. No weapon formed. Come on. Come on. So Genesis 10. Let me go here real quick because I gave y'all a lot of knowledge, okay, from Enoch. So let me go here. Uh Genesis 10 and 6. And the sons of Ham is Cush, Mizraim, Foot, and Canaan. Genesis 10 and 7. And the sons of Cush was Seba, Havesh, Sabat, Ronat, and Sabakach. And the sons of Ramat is Seba and Dedan. Genesis 10 and 8. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. Okay, so Nimrod was Cush's son, and Cush was the son of Ham. Who was Ham? Noah's son. So Cush was Noah's grandson, and Nimrod was Noah's great grandson. Hey, real mamas. Hey, boo. I hope you doing good, love. That's the one I be talking about all the time, y'all. I told y'all is my sister from another mister, no matter what. That's Miss Real Mamas right there. Yes. Uh, so okay, y'all. So yeah, we got Nimrod. All right. So I just told y'all a little bit about who Nimrod was. That's how he ties into Noah. For those of you all who don't, because I'm not gonna assume that everybody is biblical or that they went to church, okay? I bet your church even taught this. For you all who don't know who Noah is, Noah was the one who created the ark. God gave him the blueprint on the ark, told him to build it, what to use, how to use it, what should be what, and all this and stuff. And he told them because it's going to rain. Well, the thing about it is, back in that time, they never had rain. So just imagine, just like today, say if somebody tell you it's going to rain, but you don't even know what rain is. You're like, okay, let it rain. They had no idea. Okay, babe, thank you. They had no idea what rain was. So Noah is building this thing, and he's just see. This is a lesson, okay? A lot of times, God tells us. Sometimes we get the message through a TV show. I have before. I have been waiting on the message, and you just know that that word that you heard on the show was for you. It's like it's odd. The show will come on, you wasn't even gonna watch it, and maybe you got ready to get up and go to the bathroom, and something was said, and you came all the way back like, "Huh? How'd you know?" A lot of times you know when we are looking for things, an answer on things, God will let us hear something. And our thing is we must be obedient to what he tells us to do. I'm telling you, I missed out on a lot because I couldn't cut people off that God wanted me to cut off. Okay, and that's the truth. God would tell me, I don't want you to have nothing else to do with this person. Nothing. And because I have a whole lot of love in me, I'd be like, God, come on, they not that bad, are they? I couldn't see it, but he see farther than me. And I would be like, they not that bad, are they? And I would hold on to the people that God told me to shake. That's my fault. So when it backfired in my face, I couldn't go to God and be like, how could you let me go through this when he had already told me to cut the people off? So when he gives you instructions, you may not see it, but that's why we trust him to know and to see further than us. We just got to be obedient, whether we see it or not. Yeah, and that was messed up by Adam and Eve. Here's the thing that a lot of people, a lot of preachers used to preach. They used to blame Eve, right? They used to blame Eve. But let me share something with y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, check this out. Now, I told you how preachers blame Eve, right? Check this out. Now, the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Check this out. The woman said to the serpent, we may eat from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. You will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Okay, check this out. A lot of times, the word says Adam was not deceived; he knew better. That's what I was going to say. A lot of times, when preachers preach, they have blamed Eve for this, right? Okay, but the commandment was given to Adam. Okay, if you go back to Genesis 2, the commandment was given to Adam. Eve wasn't even born or created when God told Adam about the tree. Adam is the one who told Eve. So he translated that to his wife. So when Eve ate, nothing happened because the commandment wasn't given to Eve. Listen to that. It wasn't given to Eve. But when he ate, then that's when their eyes became open. Because who was the commandment given to? The man, Adam. Adam knew. Adam had a relationship with God. He had a relationship with God long before God even created Eve. So a lot of times when I hear preachers mispreach this to blame the woman, it's her fault. That's exactly what Adam said. The woman you gave me, she. But here's the thing. Where were you, Adam, when the serpent was talking to your wife? How was he able to get that close to have a conversation with her to alter your future? Where were you? You wasn't on your post as her priest, her protector, or her provider. Because at this time, that's when you, Adam, should have been like, get away from my wife. And see, we still see this to this day when it comes to men. I hate to say this, not all men, but we do see this for the most part when it comes to men. Not being on their post, not being in their position, and not being a priest. Just allowing the woman to do whatever she want to do, when she want to do it, and then blame her when you knew better. Yeah, absolutely. And just think how women is always taking men's side over a woman. And see, this is me. I'm not anti-man because honey, I love me some man. Let me make that clear. I love me some man and love me some black men. Okay, love me some black men. So let me tell you. Here's the thing: when you have a mate, okay, you have a husband. Your husband is supposed to have the final say. Women hate when I say this, but I'm for the right all day long. Okay. I'm for the right. I'm sorry. Think how you feel how you want. But when you have a husband, he is supposed to have that final say. If your husband is not a leader or he doesn't know who he is, then you in trouble. You in trouble. And think about this. You picked him. It's a poor frog that don't, honor its own pond. So when Adam allowed somebody to manipulate his wife and he was standing right there, he was there. When he allowed the serpent to manipulate his wife, he was not in his position. I mean, that right there, it's a lot I could go into about that. You left her to allow somebody to tear up what y'all had. Y'all had paradise. You had paradise. You was living in paradise. You can have anything you wanted except that tree. Okay. That's like Abraham and Sarah. Abraham listened to Sarah when she offered him her handmaid. Yep. Yep. So my thing is, we go all the way back to the beginning of time. And that's why I'm saying the enemy is more crafty. We are waiting for him to show up with a pitchfork, red suit, red horns. That is not how the enemy shows up at all. The enemy shows up how you like, whatever you like. That's how he shows up in your life. Anytime he takes you, turns you against what God wants for you, that should be a red herring. That should be a red sign that this must not be for me. Because the God is not going to tell you to go against his word at all. Even in Genesis 6, there's a verse in there that says God regretted that he made man because of how the giants had become, because they were the children or the offspring of the fallen angels. And these giants became wicked. Okay. I mean, very wicked. How they had became, he regretted that he even made man. And that's why he got Noah to restore earth again, restore everything again. Because they had became so wicked, y'all. It was they had started mixing species. Hello, are we not doing that now in society? Do our scientists not get this and that and put it together and see how it comes out? We're beginning to mix DNA again. We're beginning to mix things again. Have you seen them animals that people find like, what the heck is that? That's because, and let me say allegedly, even though I know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna say allegedly. There is a lab that's here in the United States where things is in this lab that they're mixing together. And sometimes those animals seek out, I run out, I get loose somehow. And people are like, what is that? I ain't never seen that. And another thing, let me teach you another thing about animals. Not every animal that was created made it on the ark to start over when mankind started over. What, Coco? You heard me. Because remember, God was only taking pure bloods because of the Nephilims had mixed the bloods. So some of these animals that was created was the creation of the fallen angels and their offsprings, the Nephilims. So they was not pure blood. So a lot of animals did not make it on the ark. Only pure bloods made it on the ark. Because when God started over, when he wanted the world to start over, he wanted it to start over the way he intended it for it to start over, which is pure blood. The only persons who had not been tampered with in a mixed up way was Noah and his family. They were the only pure blooded, God fearing people on earth. And so God picked Noah for him and his family to start the world over again. And he told him what animals to take on the ark to start the world over again. Now, what's funny is we as African in America, we love some chicken. Okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. Last night I made homemade chicken tenders, honey, from chicken breasts. Okay. And that honey, that satisfied me so well. Do you hear me? However, where is chicken in the Bible? And I'm gonna put that out here as one of my little quizzes that I normally put out here because I put some quizzes out here just to see, just to stimulate you guys' minds when it comes to the Bible and everything. Where is thank you, 300. Where is chicken? What is chicken? Now we heard of pork. Okay, we heard of pork. Remember, God even sent the demons that was in the child that was cutting itself with stones. Remember, they asked God not to kill them, and He sent them to the pigs, and they ran off the cliff and died anyway. So we've heard about pigs. Where does chicken come in play? Just read my book. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, okay, so I'm gonna put that out here. I'm gonna see if my people know. I'm gonna give y'all some answers. I'm gonna see if y'all picked the correct answer. So yes. So anyway, y'all, that's why I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be tying all this in, uh, and everything because we need to know. We need to know. Let me finish reading these other scriptures. Okay, Genesis 10:9. He was a mighty humor before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter, I say humor, hunter before the Lord. 10:10. And the beginning of the kingdom was Babel, and Eric and Akkad and Kenai in the land of Shemer. Okay, let's go forward. So I'm gonna also tie into you guys the Marina Kingdom. It won't be today because I don't want this to be super duper long. But the Marina Kingdom, that is very interesting, y'all. The Marina Kingdom. Okay. So yeah, ointments that we use, we're not supposed to be using those. Okay, 300 has dropped my backup channel. If y'all can go and subscribe to that, I appreciate it. And everything. So I'm going to show y'all some images when we do another part to this. So another thing that's happening, the United States is wants to move into the one world order. Okay, the one government rules everything. That's what they want to do. The new world order, which is one government that rules everything. Now, I just proved to you all that back in Nimrod's time, when it was one speech, one world order, God didn't like that. So why do you think God likes it now? This is anti God. That's anti God. One world order, anti God. So as they move towards the one world order, I know people are like, oh, that's going to be a good thing. No, it's not, because it also ushers in the end of the world. It ushers God back. Okay, it moves us into tribulation. It moves us into, everything that is anti God. And I'm going to say this, and I know people that they're not going to like this, but I have to be honest with you. Uh, the Roman Catholics have always been the ones who has been anti-Jesus. Go back to when Jesus was crucified. Go back to when he was scourged. Go back to when he was at the whipping pole. Go back with all of that. It was the Roman Catholics who did all of that to Jesus. They were anti-Jesus. Even now, the let me tell you how different religions started because they went against they okay, like say me read my book, Stacy 300. We all up under one covering. Well, 300 decides he didn't agree with that women should wear uh, a cloak over their head. So he decides to break off and start his own religion. He's going to base it on everything that he was taught, except he's going to allow women to not wear the covering of their head. Okay, so then somebody else, let's say just read my book, decides that uh women should be able, our men should be able to uh let's say get married as many times as they want. Okay, so Just Read My Book breaks off from the covering. She's going to do everything except she's going to allow men to marry as many times as they want. That's how different religions started, y'all. It's like one person decided they believed everything but this thing, so they wanted to start their own. And this person believed everything but this thing, and they wanted to start their own. So I always tell people it's not a religion that you should want, it's a relationship. Christianity is not a it's Lord, how can I say this? Christianity came about after Christ. It was supposedly based off Christ. Yeah. I think I heard it a long time ago. Just Read My Book, but I'll listen to it again since you making mention of it. I sure will. 300. So, that's how that was done. So anyway, I named all of these angels, these fallen angels. I'm gonna come back in part two. We're gonna get into a little bit more about these fallen angels, okay? And how much they changed the world and how much people how much we do now that we don't know that was against God. Okay. Now, when Jesus came about, of course, he didn't take away the sin, he fulfilled the sin to where sin, where you would normally go to hell directly, you would die directly. When he was crucified, he was crucified for everything for us. The I can't help it and everything. Okay. So that's why the sin is no longer death. Okay. However, the 10th commandments is a way to live, not a good suggestion. Okay. That's why those was given to us as a way to live. Some people take them as a good suggestion, but no. Let's see, right? God said you will call by many names. Okay. So I wanted to, like I said, come on here and introduce y'all to Enoch again. Some of my people been wanting me to get into Enoch, and so I'm here. We're gonna get into it. We really are. I hope y'all get enough foolala on the streets. Who's sleeping with who's stealing money, who doing this, who doing that. I'm trying to give you some stuff in my granddaddy's words that's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. It trips me out when he says that. It's gonna help you. I'll be like, help you. I knew what he meant, but I'm like, help you, granddaddy. Yes, girl, it's gonna help you. He still says hope. So, that's what and plus, I'm not no one trick pony. I come on here to share my knowledge in everything. I don't know everything, but such as I know, I'm gonna share. I like talking about different topics. I have all variety of people that support me. A lot of people want me to keep doing a lot of more biblical stuff because they're learning stuff they never learned in their church. And that's what they told me. And they like, please keep doing it. So I appreciate them as well. I talk about society. We talk about everything over here. We do. I just don't want y'all to put me in no one bag. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of me that I love to share. So I'm go bed and read the Bible started at the beginning. Okay. And here's the thing about the Bible. This is what I tell my people. The Bible is not like a novel where, okay, here's the thing. Who knows what the very first book of the Bible is? Let's see. Type it in. You can put the name of it. What's the very first book that was recorded? What is the very first book of the Bible that was recorded? That's gonna be one of the questions. Okay, I see two answers. And the answer is Job. 300. Yeah. You've been paying attention. Okay, to be honest, y'all, the very first book of the Bible is Job. The way that they wrote it, they put Genesis first. Okay, because when Moses went up on the mountain and God showed his hindsight, he gave Moses insight on different things. So when Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, that's how they put it, because Moses gave them what God showed him. And so when they created the Bible, they created it in, they supposedly did chronological order, because they wanted people to read like what happened first, what happened this. But actually the first book is Job. Okay. So yeah. Yep. 3:16. Yep. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Yes. Okay. I get you. So yeah. So Job. So but they put it in chronological order because they wanted you all to read it from, how things was created and things like that. Okay. So yeah. So that's good. Good looking, 300. Good looking. So he's been paying attention somewhat. Nah, I'm just messing with him. He's been paying attention. So yeah, I started at Job. Yeah, here's the thing about Job too, y'all. Job was awesome. Um, what tripped me out about Job, when you read it, it says the sons of God came to present themselves, okay? Even Satan. So that lets you know that sometimes when we're going through, and I don't want to skip around because, like I said, I don't want this to be too long. Sometimes when we're going through, God has said, consider Stacy, consider, just read my book, consider 300, because he already know that you're going to pass the test. No matter how hard it gets, you're going to pass the test. So Satan was able to come up to God too, along with the angels, along with the archangels. Ain't that something? And he asked him, he said, where have you been? He said, I've been going to and fro seeking who I may devour. He had a conversation with Satan. God had a conversation with Satan. Y'all, when I tell you Job is a fascinating book, it's a fascinating book. Just the first couple of lines just blew my mind. And then at the end, God restored everything back to Job plus, because he prayed for his friends in his hour of need. And they had dogged him, they had talked about him and everything. And then they started suffering, and God wouldn't even hear their prayer. They had to go to Job. Once Job sought God for his friends, God restored everything unto Job. Wow. Wow. I love the book of Job. I really do. Did you? Right. That's true. So yeah, that's interesting. So we will be moving on from that and everything. Y'all, I worry our God so much. I talk to him like he's my dad. And that's how you supposed to. That's exactly how you supposed to. You supposed to talk to him the way you talk to him, because he knows all of us. If God knows the amount of numbers on our hair, on our head, then he knows you. He knows exactly the amount of hair that you have on your head. Okay. So yeah, you're supposed to talk to him like that. You're not supposed to go him with this and those and thurs and thurs and bees and thurs. No, because you'd be surprised how I be over here like, okay, guys, look, check this out, player. I'm serious, and it's no disrespect, but he know who he made. He know who he made. I'll be like, God, look, check this out. If you don't do something, I'm gonna snatch your tonsils out of her throat muscles. I'm trying to stay safe, but they don't push me to my point. Look, I'll be over here like, okay, guys, so yeah, and everything. But just know we will get deeper into this and everything, because it's time, and as the world goes on, I gave y'all the prophecy so far that God showed me, and as y'all, as we go on this, you're gonna see a lot of stuff, especially this month. You're gonna see a lot of stuff happening, right? Another thing, if you all have not gotten a gas can and put you some gas in it just to store it up, get you a can where your gas don't evaporate. You got to research the cans. I'm not sure what can that you can get, but put you at least $25 worth of gas in that can and store it. Okay. Just in case something happened and you can't get gas. Okay. For a minute, you know, at least you'll have some to back you up. right? Also, I told y'all I'll get you uh, I'm looking dead at it and can't talk. A generator. Get you a generator and everything. Just be careful what you tell people you have, okay? Just be careful because some of the people you trust will be the ones to try to rob you to take what you got because they not gonna prepare. So you always want a generator. Always. I also told y'all about the weather this year, how the weather would be crazy. And we've saw it so far. We will also feel a couple of earthquakes this year. I'm praying that they don't be real drastic. I don't know. I've had a couple of dreams. I've had a couple of dreams. So yeah. Remember to count the hairs on my head when I was a kid. I know that's right. And let me give you this. This is an extra one. There is a mineral that if you take it, or if your body is has enough of this mineral in it, you won't get gray hair. And that mineral, you ready? Is zinc. When a person has a lot of zinc in their body, their hair won't turn gray. It'll be a slow process if ever. Okay. That's just one thing that zinc does. It keeps your hair from turning gray. It's just, I don't know if it's an added plus or what, but yeah, if you have a lot of zinc in your body, you'll be like 60, 70 years old and your hair still won't be gray. If it is, it'll be like one strand. So it's a slow processing. So, zinc. When your body is void of zinc or has very low zinc count, it's a whole lot of things that happen. So when I uh do my next mineral, I'm gonna get into zinc with you guys. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll probably touch on zinc and everything. So I know that's right. And that's what I be, and my family, they was like, Dang, you in your 50s and you still ain't got no gray hair yet? I don't. I guess zinc is built up in my body. I don't. My mama don't. If anything, she has one strand. That's it. It states that when you pass away, you transition, but you go back into your earlier life. There is no old people in heaven except for the apostles and stuff that made it up there because that's before God changed the age. But it said we'll go back to when around the age where Jesus was crucified, which is like 33, 32 years of age. We'll go back to that. And anybody who's younger than that will be their age, you know. So yeah, that's what it says. Of course, you won't know till you get there. I have already told my story about me going to heaven. I've been to heaven twice. Okay. Some of my people know I've already told this story. I won't tell it today because we'll be on here too long. But I will tell it again soon. The one thing is I would tell this one again because I've only told this one once. So one day I was between sleep state and heaven. Okay. And it was real. And God was having a conversation with me. And I wanted to go in, but he kept telling me what he needed me to do and that my work wasn't finished yet. That once my work was finished, he would bring me home. Y'all, and I tried to buck God, I promise you. And I was like, I want to go in. And I heard, no. And as soon as I heard, y'all, that sound was a sound I've never heard before. Even if you clap millions of pans together and stuff, you still would not hear that sound. That sound was something, I mean, and I was flying backwards, seriously, at a warp speed. I mean, it's like I was going through this tunnel like from heaven flying backwards at a warp speed. And when I hit, I was coming up out of my bed like just like that, taking a deep breath, coming up and said, and when I turned around, I realized I was back in my bed and I said no and just start crying, y'all. Just start crying. So yeah, that was my second time. That was my second. The first time, yeah. My second time It was, yeah, yeah. I wasn't scared because I knew where I was. I wasn't scared at all. Only thing that got me was when that loud sound. No, I mean it was a roar. It was a clap. It was, and I mean I just instantly started flying backwards, just flying backwards, like shoo. I mean I was going so fast. It was, yeah. And for me to hit my bed and come up and go like that. And I mean, I hit this bed too. Do you hear me? So yeah, I was like, okay. But I cried because I was like, no. Because anybody, if you talk to anybody who has went to heaven, seriously, they'll tell you they never wanted to come back. It is so peaceful. It is so beautiful. You don't want to come back. It's like, I don't want to go back. I want to stay. I don't want to go back. I don't want. And if you talk to, I mean, seriously, anybody who has spent any time in heaven, they'll tell you they don't want to come back. Well, on the flip side of that, if you talk to anybody who spent time in hell, they'll tell you they never want to go. He told my aunt that he was ready to go. Okay. Wow. And see, another thing that God has given me, and I never understood this, but He's given me when He's about to take people home, when He's about to take His people home, He'll show me. Not everybody, so I ain't saying that. Don't misscrew my words, but I've seen different people, and I always tell this because the person know I'm not lying, and they if they want to, they can always testify to it. uh, One morning, I ain't gonna say what morning because y'all put two and two together. But one morning, I was in my kitchen and I was actually fixing me a cup of coffee, and God said, I'm about to take her home. I was like, wow, like that. And so the person called me and said, I want to let you know my mom just died. I said, I know. God just told me that. And they knew I wasn't lying because as soon as they said, I said, I know. God just told me that. Seriously. And so, uh, it's been different people. I have said this person's gonna pass away very soon, so make sure that And some people have never been sick. They like, huh? They don't sound right. I'm like, I know. I want. God shows me for a reason. This person's gonna pass away soon. So whatever y'all need to find out, y'all need to be finding out because I want to say within 48 to 72 hours, this person's leaving. I don't know why God gave me that gift. I've stopped asking. He's God. He does what he want to do. You know. Uh, Imagine being like it as a kid. Imagine seeing things and stuff as a kid. Don't you know people look at you like that child's strange? I ran from this for a long time, y'all. I did for some years. I ran from it because I had never seen anybody with the gifts that I got. Never. And it took a preacher that knew and set me down to tell me, and show me and all that. So that's why I started embracing it. So I tell people all the time, I'm weird, but I love me. You don't love me? What's wrong with you? you know, I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. Just read my book. I apologize. And a whole lot of my subscribers don't, like I had one that was faithful with me. It's my something. She was faithful with me. And this gift scared her so bad because everything that I said comes to pass. It scared her so bad that she was like, I can't take it. You're the real thing. I can't take it. And I get it. So I try not to dip into my gift too much because I know that people don't understand or even that it scares them. And I don't want them to be scared. I don't. So, I'm very lenient about what I say. That's why I said over on my other channel, I would be doing more of this. More teaching and more prophesying, because that's where God is calling me to do to help his people. But yeah, don't let it scare you. Don't let it scare you at all. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, All right, y'all. I am Gary. Get off of here. We did 110. I appreciate you guys. I do. And remember, no matter what the test, always do your best. I see you guys in these streets, okay? And y'all remember, don't allow people to pull you into stuff. I asked him. He said that he can explain. I told him to embrace it. Right. A lot of people are trying to introduce their children to me so that I can help them with their gift. Because, like I said, it took me years to understand why I could see and all this and stuff. And, and all that. And so a lot of people are actually, they have children that are gifted like this. And they need people to explain to help them embrace it. And so they've been introducing their children, grown children or whatever to me. And I appreciate that. And I would try to help as much as I can, as much as I can. I will say this, always use the gift God has given you for God. People always ask me, would you read my future? No. Let me tell you something. My family on my dad's side, I'm Creole, hence the name. The family on my dad's side have been into black magic. When I started realizing I could do this at 4, I was scared that it was the devil. So until my grandmother saw me saying some things and everything, she was like, how'd you know that? That's how this all started, y'all. She said, how'd you know that? Not my grandmother, that's the Creole. My other grandmother, that's biblical. Like she was drowned in Bible. Her. And I said, I don't know. I just saw it. Just like it as a kid, as a 4-year-old kid. I said, I don't know. I just saw it. And she was like, what else do you see? And I kind of was telling her a couple things. And she was like, oh my God, it's happened. Well, her and my other grandmother, my Creole grandmother, used to be best friends. Okay. And when I was born with a veil over my face. All right. And they explained, both of them told me this at 2 different times. And I was like, what is that? They said it's a foreskin that some kids were born with that shows that they was gifted. And they actually, told me what they did to remove the veil and all this and stuff. And I was like, wow. So when I was telling her that, she said, it's really happening. So, you know, my Creole grandmother, when she began to even get deeper with me about the lineage, her lineage, and one of the reasons why she left her family and everything, I got scared and then wanted to make sure that this gift wasn't for the devil. So that's why a lot of times when I saw stuff and heard stuff and all this and stuff, I wouldn't say nothing because I didn't know, you know. Another thing I do is I can meet you and I can tell whether or not you belong to God. I've been doing this since I was 4 too. There's something that God shows me about a person that belongs to him. Even if you're smiling, you could be a preacher preaching. If God shows me what he shows me, you just don't belong to him. So I never get those two mixed up, and that's why a lot of people, um, yeah, I keep it to myself. But that gift is still strong. I can look at a person and God will show me. Mm-mm. I'd be like, whoa. That's why a lot of preachers, I told y'all, a lot of preachers gonna fall this year. I told y'all 2 years ago about TD Jakes. You know, people got mad at me, cussed me out. You don't know nothing. That's a man of God and all this and stuff. And he still might be. I don't know. I just know what God showed me. I just know what he showed me. So, whatever. So anyway, I'm out of here. But we can really have a good conversation on this one. Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't argue about when people tell me you don't have no hundreds in your chats. Okay, your point. I ain't mad about that because at the appropriate time, my tribe will find me. I'm very secure in who I am. Numbers don't make me, I make numbers. See how that works? And on that note, I love you guys. Yes, yeah, Guardian Angels. We all have a certain amount of number of angels that is assigned to us when we're born. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of my angels is Raphael, and I'll let y'all study him. That's R-A. Let me see, Raphael. Raphal. I mean Raphel. That's what it is. Raphael. That's one of my guardian angels that stay around me. I'll let y'all research your angel. All right, y'all. Remember, no matter what the test, always do your best. And I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Take that with you. Smooches.